Hi guys, welcome to New India Junction Changemakers. This is Priyanka Deo. Today we have a very special guest. We have Monika Kohli, who is an advocate of the Jammu and Kashmir High Court. Monika, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Priyanka.
And why don't you start by just telling me a little bit about yourself and when you started practicing?
Yeah, I have been into practice from last 20 years now.
Okay.
I started my practice from Supreme Court. People normally start from a subordinate court. I started from the apex court.
Started right from the top. Yep.
Yeah. And presently I am representing CBI for Jammu and Kashmir.
Great.
So I am representing few more departments like State Bank of India.
Okay.
And I am into some social work as well.
Okay.
I work for women, for their empowerment, whatever
Awesome.
I can, whatever little I can.
Awesome. It sounds like a lot. So let's start by, let's talk about 370 and 35A. Now, especially in terms of a lawyer, in terms of an advocate, and maybe perhaps the work you do for women, what impact has it had? What impact will it have?
Firstly, I must congratulate our Prime Minister, our Home Minister through this medium, because this is one step we would have never ever dreamt of. Okay. This is a step, this is a decision taken which we have been waited for so long, because being temporary and lasting for so long, it really makes a difference in our lives. Because I am talking about specifically when we talk about 35A, I'll tell you very honestly, because this has been a very discriminatory. On one aspect, we always talk about equality when we talk of, because being lawyers, we talk of equality that is enshrined in the Constitution, and we have section Article 19, Article 21. We talk about these triangle. This is a trio which in every field when we talk speak in the courts, we talk of these articles. But when actually we see at the ground reality in Jammu and Kashmir, I am specifically talking about Jammu and Kashmir, the females were discriminated.
In what way?
In what way? I'll tell. That is what I'm telling you. 35A, if we go into the depth of that article, section, what is that? 35A was that if I'm a female, I get married outside, I lose all my rights. Firstly, there was that I even lost my PRC. But then there was a lady, she was a doctor, she knocked the doors of the court and judiciary intervened, and then we got a judicial order which was upheld by the Supreme Court that no, you will retain your state subject. Your state subject will be there, you will be the citizen of Jammu and Kashmir, your state subject will be holded. But that was still, because of Article 35A, we were not getting that. Then thereafter, what is now left? That I get married outside, my kids, I purchase a property here, but my kids cannot get right over that property. Why this discrimination? If a boy gets a lady from outside, she gets all rights of state of Jammu and Kashmir, her children would get all rights, but I being born and brought up here.
But if a girl does it.
Yes, her children will not. She will get because of that judgment now, Dr. Sushila Sani's, but her children will be deprived of that. Why this discrimination? Why I cannot get all those rights? Why my children cannot get those rights?
Correct.
I fail to understand why these, I'll say, pseudo activists who had been working so much for women, they never took up this issue. Yeah. They have been talking about discrimination with women every time, but this issue, when it comes to this issue, they don't talk about it. We have seen that people are fighting for statehood and everything, but we are still happy with getting this union territory. You can imagine the kind of oppression and suppression the females had faced.
Yeah.
We don't want to be that we are living in our own house and we are treated as tenants. Yeah. That moment we get married, our children are ousted. They don't get anything. Why? Why this discrimination? So this is a welcome step. We are now at a proper footing. We are feeling that we have got what we deserved, what our children deserved. So it's like a feeling which is really I cannot explain in words, because being in courts we realize I am married here, I don't have any issues, but I have friends who've got married outside. I know a few of my relatives who've got married outside with non-state subject holders. They were like, they wanted to buy their land here, but they were like not finding any way out. What would happen to that property? Neither their husband could get that property, neither their children would. Ultimately, they had to dispose of that property and give the money to the children. But this was not the intent. This should never be the intent.
Right.
So that way we are very happy. This one discrimination, which was very obvious, has gone now.
So let's talk a little bit about the social work that you do for women.
Yeah.
What else does revoking 370 and 35A mean, especially for women in Jammu and Kashmir?
See, I tell you, women, one important thing, like I'll quote it with this judgment only because legal aspect is being covered.
Sure.
We have triple talaq judgment and bill now.
Yeah.
Earlier, what used to happen because of this 370, we never, all the acts which were implemented in the center, they never used to come automatically to the state.
Okay.
We had to get it passed through our own legislation, and then only the new act would come and we'll get it implemented.
Yeah.
Now what will happen, whatever the center does for the females, because what I see, we have seen from all these during this period, what Modi government is doing, we have seen that they are doing a lot for women, and that will directly come to the females here.
Okay.
Because that was not happening before.
Okay.
Because we need to have this child marriage act, we need to have separate legislations every time, we need to get it approved from our legislation. That took time. Now this automatically will get implemented in the state and women will get benefit of. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
That
great.
is.
Now tell me a little bit about just the legal community in general in the state. You know, we just spoke to a young lawyer as well.
Okay.
And there just seems to be a lot of energy where he was like, you know, a lot of industry, for example, will come in, and that will increase our workload. So I'll be forced to be in a library and read books and read and gain knowledge. And, you know, he was very excited about it, as I'm sure a lot of the young lawyers are. So in terms of development, both infrastructurally, mindset changes, ideologically, as well as just any type of development that you can see, what do you foresee after this revokement?
We feel sorry for Kashmir. We feel sorry for Kashmir because the youth of Kashmir, all along these years, they have been damaged because of this militancy.
Yeah.
The people at the helm of affairs never realized that. I am talking of state politicians.
Yep.
I'm talking of those state politicians, they never realized what they are doing to the youth. They have ample energy within themselves, and there was nothing to channelize that. If you happen to, you must have been to Kashmir, if you happen to visit there, you just see there's no source of entertainment. There's no resource for health. There is no resource for sports. Total lack of these things. What does that lead to? Youth that is full of energy, that energy needs to be channelized.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, because of this militancy and because of these dynasties and separatists, what has happened, this energy was channelized in a wrong direction.
Yeah.
You have left this youth nowhere. They were compelled to, because stone pelting, it has become an industry now.
Yeah.
Because you are compelling those children to channelize their energy in a wrong way.
In a negative way.
In a negative way.
Yeah.
Because when you don't have, you are educated, you have people who are PhDs, who are graduates, but they don't have resources, they don't have any source of livelihood. What are they? They are compelled to enter into such things.
Yeah.
This thing has led to frustration amongst the youth. And I say this because of this frustration, all these things were happening now. But with the abrogation of this 370, I'm sure that when industries we had ample money pouring in. The government center was giving ample money to the state of Jammu and Kashmir. But where was that money going? That was just with the 2 or 3 families, nobody else. And if we ask, where are their children? Their children are not in the valley.
Yeah.
Why are they abroad? If they were so keen about the valley and the development, and they felt that the valley is very good and development is happening and everything is good there, why didn't they tell their children to stay back, continue their studies there? Why didn't they tell them to live there? They sent them out. They are sitting on the heads of young generation, youth, and spoiling their lives. Why? Now with this particular thing, at least we feel that the young generation will be channelized. They'll be finding ways and means, and they'll find livelihood. Yeah. They'll find resources to entertain themselves. That is what they need. We don't want them to be destroyed. Yeah. What has happened there, I'm sure there'll be a full stop to this now. Yeah. Because certainly it will take some time, certainly, because whenever there is a change, it takes some time, people will start
But
adjusting.
this is for the long term good. So whatever
Yes.
time it takes,
Yes.
it's worth it.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
We are realizing it because I'll repeat, people fight for getting statehood.
Yeah.
People fight for this, but we are happy with getting union territory. Why? Because we have seen, the generations have seen oppression and suppression at the helm of affairs, the politicians sitting at the helm of affairs, who were just gaining out of this and giving nothing to the state. People were suffering at large. I'll tell how the people have been thrown out of the valley and nothing was done for them.
Yeah.
And they say they left on their own. When you do not let them survive, you have made their life like a living hell. How do you expect them to stay there?
Yeah.
So these are the things they need to ponder upon. I think now they are when they are under this detention, they must be introspecting within themselves what they have done to this Jammu and Kashmir, what loss has occurred.
Now, in his address to the nation after the revokement of 370-35A, Prime Minister Modi, you were talking a lot about women, youth,
Yeah.
in terms of their future. He made a statement that he hoped that women and youth would contest elections, take up leadership roles. Do you feel that now, after years of oppression, women are truly ready to do that? Do you feel that they are ready to step up? Youth are ready to step up? Or perhaps do you feel they need a little bit more preparation, and perhaps in this span of change and the time that it takes to change, what can be done so that they would be prepared to take up these roles?
As I said earlier, certainly it will take some time.
Yeah.
Because they were in a shell for a pretty long time.
Yeah. What needs to be done?
Yes, yeah, but definitely I'm telling you, this particular action of our Prime Minister, who he has given voice to millions, voice to the people of Jammu and Kashmir, because people used to be scared of talking in Jammu and Kashmir.
Yeah.
Because whenever they used to talk, there was nobody to hear, because we knew what was happening.
Yeah.
Our CMs telling, I am quoting this thing, our Chief Minister telling, if somebody wanted to meet her or him, telling them, you know whom you want to talk to, as if they are gods sitting there.
Yeah.
It's not that. Now, Prime Minister Modi has given voice to the people because he has given her hope. That hope has generated amongst the generations, youth, and of course the women as well, that definitely, because when there is a hope, definitely there is a way.
So you see that new energy with
Definitely,
them, that positive energy with
positive
them.
energy, definitely, and people
That's
have
awesome.
started speaking out. It's for the
That's
first
great.
time. It's for the first time I hear people talking about this thing and discussing about these things, because
Awesome.
earlier people never used to discuss. They used to say, okay, fine, things are happening, let them happen, because even if the center sends money for development of any particular thing, it will never reach the masses. But now people have realized that if it comes, it will reach the masses.
Yeah.
Because we have seen the difference. We have seen the difference in few days only. We have seen.
Can you give me an example of some of the differences you've seen?
Yes, we have seen the differences. I'll just quote, we have seen I'll not be specific because that might affect certain things.
Sure.
But there are certain things in which the visible difference can be seen. People are coming out and speaking, and they are now putting up their perspective, which they never used to do.
Okay.
That has started.
Not afraid to voice their opinion.
Yes.
Okay. Last question that I have for you.
Sure.
If you could give a message to Prime Minister Modi and the central government, anyone that you like, what would you tell them? Perhaps in terms of they're doing a great job, or some work they're doing good, this is what needs to be done. What message would you give to the central government?
My message to Prime Minister Modi would be, we are really very happy with all what has been done, but a little more needs to be done, because we need that people should understand that yes, definitely this is going to help, because we don't want that kind of suppression again, that somebody will sit on our head and again do something which does not reach the masses.
Right.
So I would request him that, like he is doing, personally he is monitoring everything, he should continue doing that, because it should not be that yes, this thing has been done, it's over now, because Jammu and Kashmir definitely needs a drastic change.
Yeah.
Because abrogation of 370 has brought that, and we need certain few more changes, which definitely with the intervention of Prime Minister would be done.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for being here, and I'm so excited for you and
Thank you so much.
the days and the months and the years to come. I'm sure you're going to do great work and continue doing it.
Thank you
so
so much.
congratulations and thanks so much once again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Priyanka.
And that concludes our episode of New India Junction Changemakers. Until next time, this is Priyanka Deo signing off.